Hey guys, welcome back to For Real Guide. Hope you're all having an absolutely incredible day. And this video is a really important topic because it's all about energy. And having a lot of energy is how we get through our days and how we get through our life. If you don't have enough energy, you're not going to be able to complete your tasks, your work, your homework, or even be able to hang out with your friends. So energy is something that's really, really important. Do you often feel tired, easily exhausted, and worn out? Then you might want to start to look at some of the things that are draining your energy. And it could be just little things here and there, like spending too much time on social media or too much time binging your favorite Netflix show. A lot of these little things we don't even realize are really impacting our lives. So in today's video, we're going to be going over 9 unhealthy habits that are draining your energy, and I'm going to be telling you how to improve upon these unhealthy habits and become more healthy and more energized. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first habit that is definitely draining your energy is when you don't get enough sleep. It might seem like a good idea to stay up late, pull an all-nighter for that exam, or maybe you're just someone who's really social and likes to go out all the time, or have sleepovers with your friends, or you stay up all night. But having this intense lack of sleep, whether it's because you're a hustler with work or school, or because you're just simply out with your friends, these certain things can really, really impact how you go on with your life. Lack of sleep not only makes you feel a little bit groggy or headachy throughout the day, there's a number of actual health problems that can occur if you don't get a good night's sleep. You can start to feel less productive. You can start to not focus as much or not have as clear of a mind as you would have if you had gotten adequate sleep. I recommend looking at your sleep schedule and actively trying to get those 6 to 8 preferably hours of sleep. So if you're someone who has to set an alarm, make sure you're counting backwards and you're falling asleep at a time that gives you an adequate amount of sleep before your alarm goes off. And it's also troubling when you're someone who can't really fall asleep, whether it's anxiety or you just have insomnia. And there's a ton of resources out there. You can talk to your doctor, or if you haven't already, you can try different supplements like melatonin or different things like this. Maybe chamomile tea can help. So definitely look out there, look at resources, talk to your doctor if insomnia is something that's really, really becoming a problem in your life. Okay, so the second habit that is surely draining your energy is living in the past. Living in the past, worrying about something that happened, or being depressed about something that you have absolutely no control over anymore is sure to produce a lot of these negative thoughts. And because you're having a lot of these negative thoughts, you're going to mentally feel so incredibly drained. And you might also start to pick up some unhealthy habits like scrolling through social media so much more than you have to just to avoid these thoughts. And that is definitely draining you of a lot of your energy. My psychiatrist recently told me about the story of Pavlov's dog. And if you don't know what that is, basically there was a psychologist named Pavlov and he had a dog. And he would ring the bell and he would present the dog with a bowl of food. And so the dog started associating the bell with the food and would start to drool over time just at the sound of the bell. Eventually, when Pavlov started just ringing the bell and presenting no food, the dog would still salivate. But over time, once the dog realized that there was no food being brought there, then he wouldn't salivate at the ringing of the bell. This is absolutely true for your own mind. I'm not saying that we're animals, but I mean, yeah, human beings are kind of animals. We can train ourselves the way that Pavlov trained his dog. So what my psychiatrist said was that you can literally stop feeding these negative thoughts by not paying attention to them. And eventually you're training your brain to not react to them, just kind of let them go away. Clearing up your headspace for more positive thoughts and getting rid of those negative thoughts is definitely going to increase your energy. So the third habit that drains your energy is spending time with toxic people. Do you find yourself constantly hanging out with people and feeling like you're not good enough or that you're drained after hanging out with them? Do you feel like you're constantly helping them and getting nothing in return? Do you feel berated with negative comments or sarcastic little things that they say? Maybe little digs that they keep bringing up about you and your character or how you look? Then you're dealing with some negative people, some toxic individuals, and those people are definitely going to drain your energy. Like I said in the last one, negative thoughts are definitely going to drain your energy. And so to kind of get rid of a lot of these negative thoughts and feelings, you need to surround yourself with people that are lifting you up, not tearing you down. I would recommend start taking note about how you feel after each social interaction with different people or different groups. If you're feeling negative, bad about yourself, just drained in general, kind of get to the root cause of that. Why are you feeling like that? And then once you've realized these kinds of people and how they're affecting you, start to get out there and hang out with the people that don't make you feel drained, or make some new friends who always make you feel uplifted and positive. And then only hang out with those people. Or if there's certain relationships that you feel like you still want to maintain, but that kind of suck the life out of you if you hang out with them too much, set healthy boundaries and just realize, hey, I can't hang out with these people all the time or when I'm in a certain mood. And then don't hang out with them when you're in that mood or as frequently as you might have been. The fourth habit that is definitely draining your energy is unhealthy eating habits. Our food is our fuel. And of course, food is a huge part of culture and fun and different things like that. But realistically, your food is what is keeping you alive. And so it's basically our medicine. And we need to make sure that we're eating the right medicine in order to stay alert, happy, motivated, and energetic so that we can live our life the way we want to. You've probably heard that junk food and processed food has a ton of sugar, and sugar crashes are real. If you're someone who feels like you have these high peaks and valleys of your energy throughout the day, you might want to start looking at what you're eating and how much sugar intake you are putting in your body. That being said, start taking note of your diet. Maybe start planning meals accordingly so that you don't have the urge to go through the drive-thru when you're super tired and busy. Try to eat foods that are healthy and nutrient rich. Okay, so the fifth habit that is draining you of your energy is overthinking. Overthinking literally causes so much anxiety. It increases your heart rate and then leaves you completely drained after you're done having a freak out or a panic attack. Maybe you're someone who's always like, oh my gosh, do my friends like me? Is my significant other gonna break up with me? Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for that test. That's going to drain you of all your energy. And then guess what? You're not going to be as productive to study for that test. You're not going to feel as energized to hang out with those people. By overthinking, you're only encouraging anxiety and draining yourself of all your energy. My suggestion is to try and not worry so much. And I know it's more easily said than done. But just like I said a couple tips ago, try to not feed those overthinking thoughts. Try to let them just pass right on by. It might also help to distract yourself in some of these moments. Maybe go for a walk, maybe read a book, maybe even scroll through social media a little bit without going too overboard. Grounding exercises can also really help get you out of your head and into the present. So a good grounding technique that I've done is the 3-3-3 rule. And basically use all your senses and notice 3 different things for each sense. So I feel the wind on my face. I feel my clothes on my body. I feel myself laying in my soft bed. And do that for all of your senses so that you get more rooted into the reality around you instead of focusing on these thoughts in your head. The 6th habit that is draining you of your energy is spending too much time on social media. Are you someone who's constantly picking up your phone every little minute that you get to aimlessly scroll through TikTok or Instagram? Well, if you are, you might not realize it, but this is severely impacting your energy. Because while social media is great, it's super fun, it's funny, it's making it so much easier to stay in touch with loved ones, it's also super distracting, and there's kind of an information overload that is being penetrated into your brain. Trying to process everything you're looking at and flipping from one picture to the next, one post to the next, or one TikTok over and over again, your brain is constantly trying to figure out, what am I looking at? What am I perceiving? What do I feel about this? And that can really drain you of a lot of your energy. So something I recommend is to try and simplify your life a little bit. When you simplify things, then you're going to have more energy for other things in your life and not devote so much of it to simply scrolling and trying to process information. We all know that social media can also be really damaging to your mental health. If you're constantly scrolling and seeing all these beautiful people or people that are doing so much with their life, it's going to produce those negative thoughts, which, as we talked about, are draining your energy. Not to mention that I've heard that your screen time, looking at that blue screen for hours at a time, definitely literally impacts your sleep cycle. Something that I recommend to help enforce this is, one, to look at your screen time on your phone, but then two, to maybe download an app that literally locks your phone from looking at certain apps for a certain amount of time. I've looked these up and they are out there, so I definitely recommend downloading one of these apps to really enforce you to not look at your social media all day. The seventh habit that is draining you of your energy is not drinking enough water. Not drinking enough water not only impacts how your skin looks, it also impacts how you feel and how your brain processes things. Even the littlest bit of dehydration is really bad for you because all of your organs are literally depending on water. So when your organs have to work extra hard because there's no fuel for them, then your entire body, your entire being is going to feel more drained. Some symptoms that come along with dehydration include feeling lightheaded, feeling nauseous, having mood swings, feeling super cold or super hot. These are some really serious things that are going to be super distracting and uncomfortable and can take you away from exerting your energy in other places. I know that there's apps for these too to track your water intake throughout the day. And if that's something that's gonna hold you accountable for drinking your water, then download one of those. I've also had friends that buy a specific size water bottle and write down the time of the day as the water goes down. So by 1 o'clock, you need to drink to this line. By 2 o'clock, you need to drink to that line, and so on and so forth. And that can also be a really great way to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable for drinking at least 8 cups of 8 ounces of water every single day. Something that I find is that when I do a workout, especially if it's hot yoga or something where you're sweating a lot, I don't drink enough water because I forget that I need to drink more than I would on a normal day. So if you're someone that's constantly working out and sweating and using a lot of energy, make sure that you're overcompensating with your water so that you have that healthy level of hydration in your body at all times. The 8th energy draining habit is trying to be a perfectionist. This is something I know all too well, as I am such a perfectionist. And I'll tell you what, when I get too caught up in my head about being perfect, those are the days where I have the least amount of energy. Because if you're trying to be perfect all the time, it's not attainable. You're always reaching for more, and you're never going to have that calm state. And you're going to keep giving all your energy to this perfect person that you're never going to be. You can never achieve perfect. You can only achieve excellence. And when you actually fully understand that, it's going to click, and I promise your life is going to change. Because you're not going to allocate so much of your energy towards these unrealistic goals and expectations. You're going to limit the amount of work you do on yourself, and then you're going to have way more energy to do other things in your life. Honestly, I recommend not working so hard. When you overwork, you're giving all your energy to other people or other things that aren't helping you recharge. Whether it's school, friendships, or actual work, assignments, whatever the case may be, when you're putting all your energy into those things, you're not being able to recharge. So something that I literally do is I plan out my schedule of the things I need to accomplish, and I literally put a timeline of how many hours I have allotted to each thing. So maybe I need to work on this assignment. I'm only going to work on it for 2 hours. Maybe I know I want to clean my house. I'm only going to do it for 1 hour and then I'm going to stop. That ensures that I have enough time to recharge and focus on myself and not strive for perfection. So the 9th and final energy draining habit is incessantly people pleasing. If you are someone who's always giving rides, always there to listen to someone else complain or anything like that, then you might be a people pleaser. I mean, think about it. When was the last time someone gave you a bunch of rides when you asked? When was the last time someone actually listened to you when you wanted to complain? Honestly, maybe it doesn't really balance out, and that's going to drain so much of your energy because you're literally giving it to everyone else and not receiving it. I've noticed this a lot with myself lately. If I know that I'm going to be hanging out with a certain friend that always wants me to be their therapist, sometimes I have to say, hey, sorry, I can't hang out with you today. Or, if I'm super tired and working on things and my roommate needs a ride, there's going to be some times where I say, hey, no, I'm not doing that. Even if I technically have the time to, it's going to drain me of my energy when I could be giving my energy back to myself. So definitely take note on these certain people that you're constantly doing things for and how it makes you feel, and start setting boundaries so that you don't have to do things for them all the time, and you can start focusing on giving your energy to yourself and not being such a people pleaser and helping that person all the time. Well, that's it, you guys. I hope these 9 energy draining habits and ways to beat them really help you guys out. Let us know in the comments which ones, or maybe all 9 of them, helped you out. And if you like videos like this, also let us know and we'll keep creating videos that talk about energy and self-care. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.